Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. Welcome to Expressions with E-Soul. I'm your host, E-Soul. When I express myself, sometimes it's in the form of dance, sometimes it's in the form of music, and sometimes it's in the form of art. Anyway, the whole purpose of the show is to get you to express yourself in one of these or many other ways. You will hear, you will see, you will watch different people express themselves. And when they express themselves, I want you to watch how for a moment they get lost in the art that they do. Well, stay tuned to catch an artist. Hi, and welcome back. Thank you for joining us for Expressions with E-Soul. Again, I am your host, E-Soul. Today, we've had some phenomenal acts on our shows, from dancers to band rocking out. Now, not only do you get to hear them and see what they do, but you get to actually hear what character means to them. Character development in this life is crucial to living this life. When you look back at the end of your life, you don't look back on silly things. You look back on who you were as a person, who the people around you were as people, and who that made you today. And so joining me, I have my wonderful guests. If you guys could all let the audience know who you are.
Starting from this end, my name is Tyler. I'm a musician.
My name's Nate. I'm a drummer.
I'm Marquis. I'm a dancer. I'm John. I'm a guitar player.
Fantastic. And again, my name is E-Soul. I mean, that's not like my government name or nothing like that. I mean, my government name is Edom. Don't tell nobody I told you. Actually, I don't care. But yeah, my name is Edom, and I am a musician. But real quick, I just want to find out to each of you what character means to you. I mean, for me, what character means to me is, let's say you're reading a book and you have a guy named Fred who's inside of this book. Throughout the whole book, Fred has been one way, two ways, this way, that way, whatever. Fred has been Fred. I just put that in the context of this book that we're living is called Life, and who Edom is throughout her life is who she is. But in my character, I believe that having good morals and good values are essential. I believe respect is key to living this life. I mean, how many people are you going to interact with in the course of your whole life, you know? And to sit here and be disrespectful to every single one of those people is just, I think, is a waste of time, personally. And not only that, I think that it can affect others in a very negative way as well. So not only are you creating this negative character for yourself, but you're kind of embedding that negative character in other people's lives. And negativity is something that people shouldn't, I don't know, I don't think that's something that other people deserve from another person. You know, but that's just me, and that's what I involve in my character. I could go on and on and on, but what about you? What are you about? What is character to you? What do you think people...
Character to me would have to be a way of expression with the same way of symbolism. Like for me, if I were to like characterize myself, I'd say that I'd be something that would express myself in the same way I would have a symbolization to it as well. I know that may not make sense, but it's how I see it.
Okay. And what about you?
I like the way you liken that to being a character in a book. To me, it really is how we define ourselves and how we define ourselves as someone that we can respect. That at the end of your life, you can look back and agree with your decisions, you feel good about your decisions. And for me, that really means understanding how you affect the other people around you, even the ones you'll never really see how you played into their lives, but to really try to elevate and empower as many other people as you can while you're here.
All right. What about you?
Yeah, it's kind of about the same page. I've always believed character was just kind of a reflection of how you saw yourself through moral judgments and education from mistakes and other people's, mistakes and failures, and taking out of everything what you can and what you feel is right. And it's kind of like your personification of yourself.
My turn. Character to me, it's essentially who you are when nobody's watching. The type of person you are, the way you think, the way you act, and like you were saying earlier, I think the way that you are when nobody's watching directly correlates with how you treat people in the outside world. The stranger that looks like he's the spokesman for stranger danger, just treating that person with kindness. That all kind of correlates with that person that you are by yourself. That's essentially what it is, who you are at your core.
Right. But I guess there's a lot of people who are afraid to find out who they are at their core.
A lot of people don't know.
A lot of people, you're right, a lot of people don't know who they are inside. And so I guess how do you get to that place? How do you find out? What do you do?
Well, for me, I take a lot of time to think, about and for myself, just because I know that if I'm not okay, then I know I can't make everybody else okay. But I do that. Do a lot of reading, a lot of meditating, and since I'm a musician, I write song lyrics all the time. I come up with melodies just as a form of expression, and like when that's like laid on the table, I can analyze, what I've created and think, wow, okay, that's how I really feel. That's the type of person I am. Like today, for instance, on a break at work, I was listening to a song that I made, about a year or so ago, and I'm thinking, like, man, like that really connects with my soul, and that's who I am, and that's kind of how I represent myself. So.
Right. And what about you?
Well, I like that. I mean, it's basically, my music has really been a reflection of what I think my character is.
Yeah.
You really, you go back and listen to something you made, a few years back,
Right.
and you can see right then and there where your character was just by listening to it. It takes you back to that place and that time, and was really an expression of what you were going through at the time.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily something that's like embedded in you forever, because like you say, you're looking back at songs thinking that's how I was then, that's the way I was thinking.
Like phase 1 in life, phase 2 in life.
Exactly, like look where I am now, that's part of my character, or it was a part of my character, and each phase, like you were saying, it gives us an opportunity to grow, become a better person.
You're right. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people find it really hard to do. I feel like people who are musicians who have that medium to go back to and be like, oh yeah, this is who I was back then, or this is what I realized about myself back then. It's in a way it's almost easy for us, essentially. But to the millions of people out there who really don't know, I guess my biggest thing is, one, it comes with realizing why it would even be important. Why is it important to self-reflect? Why? What would you say? Why is it important to self-reflect?
That's a good question. I could talk about that forever and probably not quite finish. To me, as an artist, it's important to see how in society people are so marginalized. We're trained to kind of fall into a hive mind as if there's just individuality is not necessarily celebrated in a lot of our institutions, unfortunately. And it's really up to the artist to sort of light the way to people that can't get there on their own, to say, look, self-expression is the quintessential element of even being alive. That's the point. And whatever person's discipline is, it doesn't have to be music. Obviously, that's where I go, but if it's dancing, I know people that cooking is their art, sculpting, painting, writing, there's so many different ways that a person can find what they're passionate about and just follow that for themselves and really give their life some meaning. And I've kind of gone off track from your initial question. But to me, that really, it's kind of our responsibility as true artists, not to give people what we think is going to sell, what they think that they want, but to be so true to ourselves that we demonstrate or provide a model for how to do that for yourself.
Right. I'm with you on that. And it's especially hard, especially for the coming youth, because if you think about it, the coming youth are turning into our adults today. And so if they've been, I don't want to use the word train, but if they've been, I guess that's what it is, but if they've been trained for so long to think a certain way, behave a certain way, dress a certain way, act a certain way, you have that mentality going well on to their late adulthood. And so you have these adults that are living their lives as such and not really reflecting and not really self-expressing and kind of, adding to that whole hive mind mentality. But I guess for you, since you're in high school, I guess what is how do you express yourself, and how do you become that individual in the sea of this? I don't know, I can't think of it.
Well, for me, it usually helps that I have a lot of close friends that help me and keep me grounded to being myself. For example, I do stand out and express myself by dancing, no matter whether I'm in class or if I'm just walking around the halls. If I'm listening to music, I'm still just gonna bust out a move and just keep walking through the halls. And for a while, I even used to be ashamed of dancing, but then I began to say, if I want to be a dancer, I'm not gonna get anywhere by being ashamed of it. So I embraced it, and because of that, it helped me get here today.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut in, but hey, just, you don't even have to listen to me, man, but never be ashamed of what you feel passionate about. You know, there's always going to be somebody that tells you you either can't do it, that's stupid, or that's impossible. But like my question to those people, you know, is like, why not go for what's impossible? You know, everything that's possible just leads us to mediocrity. Do whatever it is that you love to do with all your heart, man.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what it's about, because I don't want to, I really don't want to end up 90 years old on my deathbed talking about, I'm so mad I didn't sing when I was younger. I'm so mad. Like, that's so stupid. Like, I think that's, when I get to 90 years old, I want to regret, like, I don't know, silly things, not major things that I will worry about the rest of my life until I'm laying there. Like, I want to worry about, man, I know I should have went to that candy store when I was 35. Like, you know, like,
I already have my regret planned out. When I'm about 90, I plan to be regretful about not toasting the bread at Subway. You know, I'm planning ahead, you know.
Man, but with that, you said a really, really wonderful thing that I wanted to just kind of tell you guys again. The mind is a powerful, powerful, powerful thing, and a powerful tool in every single human being's life. There's a quote. Forgive me, I'll probably put the name right here and let you know who said it.
Citations.
But whether you can or you can't, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right.
Confucius.
Okay, there we go. Confucius said that. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. The mind is a very, very powerful thing. And I always tell people at my shows, you know, nothing is impossible. Back in the day, if somebody told you, hey man, we're about to go to the moon, right? We're gonna leave Earth. They'd be like, you're such a liar because no one's ever done it. Like, we don't even have, like, that stuff doesn't exist. You're a liar, and they'd probably like burn you with the stake for thinking you're a witch or something like that. But like now, we're talking about sending people to Mars. So really, what does impossible mean? You gotta really define what impossible is, and I think it's really hard to gauge. So you can't say that nothing is.
It was impossible to walk into a room and have lights come on.
You're right.
But now we can walk in, flip a switch. It was impossible to hop in a metal container and fly across the sea. But look where we are now.
Right. Impossible to talk to someone from one end of the country to the other end of the country. You know? Possible to see their face on a screen, not even being there. So don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. Literally, Mars is the limit, okay? We're going to Mars. That's our limit right now, okay? So you can do this. Thank you again for joining me. Again, this is Expressions with East Soul. And I want you to think about your character, who you are, how you want your story to unfold. Until next week.